We live in the northern part of North Dakota, and especially in certain times of the year, it's not always easy to navigate travel.
Because of where we sit here today in Grand Forks, it's 400 miles from east to west is our service area, and you've got to go to Minot, North Dakota to find a similar level of care to the west, and you've got to go all the way to Duluth, Minnesota to find a similar level of care to the east. And of course, Fargo to the south, about an hour south of here.
Having a facility like this means that we can offer services that are really tertiary care level services. And so there are things that people will be able to come here for care rather than going maybe to the large metro area. People can stay close to home, which means they're close to their loved ones, which is part of the healing process. So,
well, it all started with a master planning exercise where together with Altru, we came up with the idea of a hospital in the park. Coming to a healthcare campus, generally a stressful experience. We wanted to work on ways to start reducing that stress as soon as you arrive on campus.
We wanted to have a park-like feel, a place where patients and visitors could access the environment around them.
So first and foremost is daylight. There are very few places that you can go in this building where you won't have access to daylight. And we know that daylight is such an important factor in maintaining our overall well-being, as well as helping us to recover when we've been sick or when we're trying to recover from a procedure.
The North Dakota climate can be extremely challenging, especially the winters. It could snow here in September, and it may not melt until late May. Having a lot of natural light and having a lot of windows adds a quality control element that can be difficult, and it has to be approached in the right manner, because at every one of these glazed openings and every window, curtain wall edge, mullion, whatever it might be, you have detailing of water air barriers, you have detailing of insulation and things like that to maintain the integrity of the building itself.
We're building on an active healthcare campus. We're shoehorned in between existing buildings. So at our closest, we're 12 feet from an active emergency room entrance and approximately 50 feet away from the entrance to the cancer center, and built about 135 feet above that. Working around and with and planning for all of the intricacies that go along with the systems. Those are some of the biggest challenges we had on the job, but biggest opportunities to show what PCL does. Right, what differentiates us.
We as a project team made a conscious decision that we get the exterior envelope framing done in a panelized manner and get it to a point that we could call it watertight. And then the exterior envelope construction, it was decoupled from the interior construction, where we could have more trades on site working on those interior aspects and ultimately shorten up the entire duration of the project.
To accommodate those future adjustments to technology, we've tried to create the building as flexibly as possible. There isn't a single load-bearing wall in the building, right? Everything is supported with a structural frame. That makes manipulations over time a lot easier.
The imaging equipment that's within this space is second to none. There's hybrid IR, hybrid OR, which are a combination of CT X-ray or CT fluoroscopy that will bring something that Altru has never had before to Grand Forks.
One of the advantages to building a brand new building really right adjacent to the old one is how we were going to transfer patients when move day comes.
Each person would have to basically be transferred out of a patient bed onto a stretcher, loaded into an ambulance, driven around the parking lot basically, brought into our new facility, unloaded, transferred back onto a patient bed, and this just repeats. It repeats 200, potentially 200 plus times.
And so when we needed a solution, working with our PCL community partners, they came up with the ability to create a above ground enclosed heated tunnel, if you will, to navigate so patients do not have to go into the elements. They can safely be transported by their clinical teams with a nice heated space. We're moving in January in Grand Forks. I don't think we could have picked a worse time to move in terms of the elements, but we're protected from that.
A hospital is a central defining aspect of a vibrant community, a healthy community, and a community that's going to continue to grow.
But we all have that joined mindset of we're going to do something here that's special, it's generational, it's legacy, it's all those things. So I really appreciated the fact that PCL community had a same mindset as us.
If I call John, or I call Ryan, or I call Alex, or I call Jared, or I call Megan, or I call any of these other people that I've worked with for years, they'll pick up the phone and they'll solve a problem for me.
Our experience working with PCL, my experience was phenomenal. Those are relationships you build that you hold for your career.